Hello, my name is Derek Fry. I'm with Marshall University in Turning Technologies, and today I'm going to give you a brief introduction as to what is Turning Point, what's Turning Point Anywhere, what are the Turning Technology receivers and clickers. Alright, now what you're looking at right now looks an awfully lot like Microsoft PowerPoint. It actually is Microsoft PowerPoint, it just has an add-on installed onto it that is Turning Point. Like you said, this is Microsoft PowerPoint for all intents and purposes. It is the program. You have to have Microsoft Office PowerPoint to run Turning Point because it just installs right over top of it like that. Um, and what this program does is it gives professors and instructors the ability to poll students during the middle of a PowerPoint. The question slides will typically look like this. You can enter in questions. What is your favorite color? Red. Blue. And whenever you get to this slide in your PowerPoint presentation, you will actually be able to poll the students to see what percentage of students answered which answer. And we'll go into what that looks like later whenever you're running your presentation. You can actually also track the responses back to individual students based on the identification of the clicker unit that we're using, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Turning Point Anywhere is, for all intents and purposes, the same as Turning Point that's built into PowerPoint. However, this is a standalone program. It is a separate entity from Turning Point. It can run on its own. You don't have to have PowerPoint open for this to operate. Mac users typically turn to this because the only Turning Point that is operational with Mac OS is Office 2004 currently. So if you're running anything newer than that, this program will not work. However, Turning Point Anywhere will. Turning Point Anywhere is also Windows compatible, as you're seeing right now. I'm on a Windows machine, and it has the same functionality as Turning Point. It's just a small little UI that floats around a little bar, and it can also poll whenever. So if your lecture slides are off PDFs, this is probably the program that you're going to want to turn to. Alright, so let's talk about the receivers. This is a Turning Point receiver. They plug into a USB slot. They look like a thumb drive, however they have no memory in them to store anything like that. They're about 3 inches long, so they kind of stick out of the USB slot. So it's good to kind of keep them out of harm's reach. They do run off radio frequency, so if you have to move the computer, the PC or laptop, to a more secure location, it's not a big deal because the clickers will be able to reach them. However, with the long range also comes the possibility of interfering with other instructors' Turning Point presentations as well. If another instructor is also running a Turning Point presentation at the same time, then they could potentially interfere with each other. However, that's why channels have been built in to where an instructor can change his or her channel to a different one, and students will then be able to change the channel on their clickers to that as well. Alright, so this is a Turning Technology clicker. Here's the channel button I was talking about. There's a bunch of different models. This is the one that we currently carry in the Marshall University bookstore. Answers 1 through 10 on it. There are clickers that have numeric pads on them, or not numeric pads, they have alphabet pads on them. So as you can see right here, A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on and so forth. These clickers are for short answers, as well as multiple choice. The clickers they're compatible with any form of TurningPoint presentation, just so long as you are not using short answers with clickers without the alphabet pad on them. There's some without these LCD screens, as seen right here. As you'll notice, they look relatively the same. The only difference is they lack the LCD screen. The LCD screen lets students see what answer they logged in, and whether or not there is a signal that the clicker can pick up, and what channel the clicker is on, and how much battery life is left. To change a channel on a clicker, a student will push the channel button. Whenever he or she pushes the channel button, this light up here will then start blinking red and green. That means that it's time to input the channel. Since this clicker is on channel 41, let's just say that we're wanting to change it to channel 41. After you've pushed the channel button the first time, you push 4 and then 1, and then you push the channel button again. The light that was blinking red and green should turn green for about a second and a half, and then the unit will turn off. It does this to save battery life. It's not that the machine isn't working. It's just that it's ready to go, and that's how these units idle. It saves on battery life. As I said before, there is an identification number on these clickers. It is right below the barcode on the back. It's a 6-digit number, and it will allow instructors to track responses. There's ways of logging in rosters into TurningPoint, and we'll go through that in a later video as well. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.